Hi, it's Kim McGrath from Expressions of the Universe with your stars and cards for the month of May. And just a little disclaimer because I have to do that. This video is for entertainment and folly. Any advice in there is for our entertainment purposes. Any medical advice should definitely be followed up with a professional medical doctor. And when I do the slides, I will also show you my disclaimers just for safety purposes. So I'm going to start this month off with the cards. I do have a brand new deck that I have yet to crack open, and I've had it for several weeks, wanting to get back on here and do a video. It's been so crazy for me. Time is very short, been so busy with life in general. But I have a really great video for you today. So not only do we have a new deck, and I'll do the stars and cards first so I don't have to timestamp this. I will show you the new moon and the full moon charts for the month of May, talk about some planetary things. But what's really fun is I'm going to talk about our vital life force. Um, Question of what is birthday water? How can you make birthday water? When do you do it? How do you do it? Why do you do it? Finding out our best and worst days based on our birthday. So I'm going to show you how you can look that up yourself. And it's fairly easy. It's like a rudimentary type of way to calculate it. For precision, you would need an astrologer, but anybody can do this. And then I'll talk about, what we have in store for the month of May. We are in Taurus season. Taurus, the bull, ruled by Venus, and we will be moving into Gemini season, ruled by Mercury. Just trying to think, is there anything else? All right, so let me start with this is a new deck to me. It is the Light Seers Oracle by Chris Ann. And I just found the artwork to be gorgeous. Um, one of the tarot readers out of the shop that I work out of twice a month. She used this deck on me and I loved it. So I don't know the deck. I may use the book a little bit. It is kind of like a typical tarot deck, but it is a little different. That's why I think I may use the book. And here we go. I'm going to crack open the seal. This is the Fool card is on the bottom, asking us to take a leap of faith. Are we watching our footing? Um, should we be held back? Should we just dive off into the abyss? I don't know. And that's the artwork for the front of all of the cards. So, cracking open a fresh deck. Also, a friend of mine gifted me a brand new astrological type of tarot deck. I haven't yet opened it. I may need to open it so that I could study it a little bit more and see what it's about. I had gotten a couple of decks under the astrological realm, and I don't know, they didn't resonate with me. I do have my two astrological decks that I use in every single reading, whether it's in person in Newtown or here on my Zoom when you book a reading with me. And I just want to thank everybody that has been booking readings with me and keeping me so busy. And I have to tell you, Now that my granddaughter Ruby has been born, I haven't had a minute to myself, but I'm loving every minute of it. It's just so fascinating to have a brand new baby in the family again. And yeah, I love it. And so I'm not frazzled busy. I'm choosing to spend all of my time with her. I have to see her every day, just about every day. My daughter only lives 8 blocks from me, so it's very convenient to just pop over and give that little Ruby girl a kiss. She rolled over for the first time today. Tomorrow she will be 12 weeks old. On the 10th of May, she will officially be 3 full months old. So she's growing up so fast. Where does the time go? Oh, okay. So cards just fell to the floor. Let's see what they are. I'm going to pause this video so I can pick them up. All right. I'm thinking that, okay, there are 4 cards that fell out. I'm thinking maybe these are the themes for the month of May for all of us collectively. We have the Nine of Pentacles. That's about money and abundance. We have the Five of Swords, which is never a good card. You can see the crows in the background. This guy looks like he has a lot of things on his mind, mental instability. Swords represent our mind. The Nine of Pentacles. Now that's good. That is a wonderful card. It looks joyful. Pentacles are about the earth, money, finances, abundance. Then we have the Five of Pentacles. And this is not really a great card, but when I see the Five of Pentacles, I think of people that are so wrapped up in their own stuff that's going on that they can't see the benefit of what is around them. They can't see that there's help around them to help them out of this situation. If you take a look at this particular picture, there's a key here and there's a lock. So it looks like she's locked in a dungeon or a closet, right? And because she's so focused on the shadow aspects of her life, the parts of her life that are not going well, she doesn't see that the key is right in front of her that can get her out of that situation. That's what the Five of Pentacles is. And then we have the Hierophant, and this is about spiritual enlightenment. So I don't know if the order that I presented these cards is correct. I would think that we have a little bit of these two, the Five of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, mental instability, mental anguish, people or things that feel like they're against you. And then that would be that Five of Swords. The Five of Pentacles, it's like, okay, and when you get in that ugly place, our shadow side, we can't get out of our own minds, right? But through enlightenment, everything winds up working out by the end of the month. Kind of what I'm thinking. Or we could turn it around, like things are going really good because these feel like Taurus cards. All right, the Nine of Pentacles feels like Taurus cards. I'll put this spiritual enlightenment to the side. So we can We can look at Taurus season in one of two ways. Either we have financial anguish, we don't know how we're going to get out of a situation, or we are knowing from the Nine of Pentacles that abundance is always around us. We can become active and get ourselves out of those situations. We can do things to attain our goals financially or value wise, possession wise. So we have those two sides of that same coin. However, then when Gemini season comes, that's when we can have mental anguish, because this would definitely be a Mercury type of overthinking Gemini type of card. And then somewhere this spiritual enlightenment comes through that gets us out of that lower negative energy that may be weighing us down. So that's kind of what I'm picking up for the month of May. Now let's do the stars and cards. I'll start with Aries. You want to check out the cards for your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, and maybe, if you have a stellium or a cluster of planets in another sign, also look out for that because there would be a big influence. Let's see what we have. Aries. Aries, we have the Emperor, and look at him sitting on that throne, feeling all, just came out of Aries season. I'm feeling good. I feel like, it's the beginning of my new year. All the Aries just had their birthdays, and Mars just moved into Aries, not to mention, which is giving us a boost of energy. Um, let's see how they have this book set up. All right, so good. They're doing the major arcana cards first, like a traditional tarot, and cracking open the spine of that book. All right, so this says for the light seer, the divine masculine authority power, a natural leader, structure, strategic, and analytical thinking, taking action and promotion. I don't know what's going on with my hair. Me and my hair. The shadow side of this, though, is unchecked power, being overly pragmatic and rigid, corruption, selfishness, defensiveness, a desire for control, being stubborn. So similar to Mars moving into Aries, his home sign, I have posted on Facebook and Instagram to watch out for that energy shift, that energy change. We could feel like we have a boost of energy. Now we can finally take action. We could start to get our spring projects done in the Northern Hemisphere, or our autumnal projects before winter in the Southern Hemisphere. We could have that energy. However, there is a tendency to burn out depending on what your astrological signs and planets are. We could really burn ourselves out when Mars is in Aries. And then the shadow side, it's aggression, it's defensiveness, it's road rage, it's argumentative, it's combative. So it's that, masculine energy. So have any of you felt this surge of energy? I've noticed from a lot of people, speaking to people in general, people are feeling really burned out. And it wasn't even so much that they physically burned themselves out, it's more mental coming out of Aries season. And maybe that rush of energy of Mars moving into Aries created an adrenaline flood, a cortisol flood into their bodies, and feeling very burned out. If you are feeling that way, definitely get yourself some extra rest. You know, quality sleep, disconnecting from electronics and devices, and really getting yourself some good sleep. This is for everybody. Um, and if you do feel that boost, that energy, and you want to get out there and get things done, make sure that you are also taking, breaks. You don't want to burn yourself out. You don't want to overdo it. What else? I think there was something else I wanted to say, and I don't remember, but resets for you. Taurus, happy birthday, Taurus. You have the card of death. It's death and rebirth. So it's like something is definitely ending so that something new can be beginning, right? See what the light and the shadow side of that is. All right. And it's also about transformation. Things are turning around, things are changing. Expect big changes, Taurus. The Light Seer card, the Light Seer definition of this card is cycles of transformation, rebirth, transition, change, new beliefs, newfound awareness, endings, a symbolic death, and an initiation process. So that's perfect for your birthday season, for Taurus season. Then the shadow side of this card would be clinging to the past because Taurus doesn't like change, fear of change, sentimental attachments, forces of destruction, mortality, and hope of mortality, end of hope, and mourning loss. And, I am a Taurus rising, and there have been a lot of passings over the last several months, in my family, in my friends, and it has been kind of difficult. But before I came on here, I started feeling a little bit better about that previous, and I think that's part of the reason that has prevented me from really doing my hair and makeup and getting dressed, kind of, besides doing essentials. And why I haven't been on is because I have been mourning. And there's an irony there because we've been celebrating the fact that my granddaughter has been born. And at the same time, I lost my sister. And only a few weeks before that, her husband, my brother-in-law. We've had a couple of grandparents pass in our friends and family. Friends of mine, parents, and a few friends have passed. So it's just been like really kind of a crazy time. But I feel like I'm coming out on the other side of that, and I hope you all are too, because I know it's been very rough for many of us. Okay, Gemini, let's see what we got for you. For Gemini, and you saw me shuffle these cards, but we're getting all major arcana cards. I like that. We have the Empress. This is about fertility, Gemini. Something is brewing, seeds are being planted at this time, and new beginnings are happening. So this kind of is perfect for it almost being Gemini season. The Light Seer definition says the divine feminine, so similar to the Emperor, but the opposite. This would be Venus type of energy. The divine feminine, prolific creativity, fertility, motherhood, unity, the goddess, sensuality, nurturing, abundance, empathy, unconditional love, unification of body, mind, and spirit. The shadow side of this is infertility, emotional overwhelm, shutting down, the need for self-care, disharmony, negligence, being materialistic, being overly protective of your creations. being overly dependent on others. So give it some good thought. And what side of that coin are you on? So if you're on the shadow side, you want to aim for the light side, right? All right. I love that for the Geminis because Jupiter is getting ready to move into Gemini, and that's what this card is all about. Yes, that just came to me. Okay, Cancer, suns, risings, moons. We have the Hanged Man. So you're just kind of hanging around, you're waiting for something big and important to happen. But are you keeping yourself so passive? Are you not taking action because you're waiting for something external to happen without taking any action? So action would be needed. Um, that's what I'm picking up. So let's see anything else that I'm getting from this. I just feel like Cancers, you're in a holding pattern right now, and something fantastic is about to open up. So the light seer definition is surrendering to the will of the cosmos, an intentional pause, reflection, letting go, embracing the new, realigning with your heart and purpose, new wisdom found, spiritual teachings, sacrifice, and enlightenment. The shadow side of this is stagnation, self sabotage, holding on to something that isn't meant for you, stubbornness, a tendency to be a martyr. And I have seen this. I have seen this, that shadow side coming out of a lot of like Cancer risings. Can't say so much Cancer suns, definitely Cancer moon people. I've been seeing that shadow side. So you may want to check yourselves if you're kind of in that mode. Self-awareness is so key to everything. Um, especially being able to see that shadow side. And that's for any of us right now. Okay, so Leo, you have the High Priestess. So I thought I shuffled these great, and I do love that they are all major arcana. High Priestess is about tapping into your intuition, Leos, um, using that higher mind, that 12th house, underworld, connecting with spirits, ancestors. Really going into deep meditation and trying to find that connection once again within you, because I feel like a lot of us have lost that deep connection over the last couple of months. So the light seer definition is dreams, powerful visions, psychic insights, serendipities, meditation, introspection, intuition, and a spiritual experience. The shadow side of this is keeping secrets, gossiping, speaking mistruths, hidden agendas, fear of intuitive abilities, not paying attention to your inner voice and your gut and your intuition. So that would be the shadow side. Virgos, little virgins, you have the Magician. It's about time because I know Virgos have been they've been really going through such a roughness as of late. All right, so what I pick up from the Magician, before even reading the book, it's you have everything to manifest exactly what it is you want. Are you using your powers, your abilities, your mind to manifest for the good or for the dark, for the light or the dark, for the good or the negative. Maybe you need to clear your mind so that you can make the connections and realize what it is that you do have to put it all together. So the light seer definition is skill, natural talents, powers of manifestation, creativity, and resourcefulness. The shadow seer definition is unused potential, latent talents, questionable intentions, manipulation, selfishness, unfocused or blocked creativity. All right, Libra, you have the Justice card, which is the Libra card. This is about balancing your scales, Libra, balancing the light and the shadow, balancing out work-life balance. Like, I feel like the Libras have been putting too much energy into other things and really burning themselves out. Now it's time to bring everything back into balance. Libras, let me know if you agree with me. I love that this card came up for many of you because I feel like, you know, I've been hearing from some Libras talking about burning themselves out because I can see that they're putting their energy and their intentions in the wrong places. And so when we balance it out, when we back off of one thing and we give more attention maybe to another thing to try and bring that balance in, life will become a little smoother. The light seer definition says it's about natural law, balance, karma, truth, wisdom, legal matters, fairness, cause and effect, integrity, objectivity, perspective, and accountability. The shadow side of this are consequences, retribution, karma, injustice, and inequity, dishonesty, imbalance, a need to take responsibility for your past actions. So that's another good point because, you know, with the accountability and taking the accountability of the light seer and taking responsibility for the shadow seer, it comes down to self-awareness because I do see a lot of people always wanting to play the martyr, play the victim, pointing fingers at another person for their action or inaction. But we are all part of it. So we have to think about, you know, well, what role did I play in that? What did I do to perpetuate that or to create that or to whatever, fill in the blank, right? Okay. Scorpio. Scorpio, you got the Fool card. Maybe it is about you taking a big leap of faith. We just came out of full moon in Scorpio. That was squaring Pluto in Aquarius. So it is about big changes, transformations, maybe taking a little risk, right? Okay. The light seer definition says new beginnings, potential, adventures, enthusiasm, awakening, innocence, and optimism. The shadow seer definition is I can't say this word, naivete. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But it's about being naive and assuming you already have the answer, rash or impulsive choices, lacking experience, analysis, paralysis, and foolishness. If you're overthinking it and you're not taking action, that's what that's about. So, love that. Sagittarius. You have the Ace of Wands. So this is the first major arcana card. The Ace of Wands talks about new beginnings, new growth. Things are starting to move forward. Things are starting to grow. The seeds that you planted, possibly back at your birthday time, you may start to see little buds coming out and things are starting to happen and pop. Let's see what the light seer says. The light seer says new ideas, the seed of potential, the arrival of inspiration, illumination, intense creativity, the mirror-like nature of consciousness, the interconnectedness of all things, and the ability to manifest anything. The shadow side of that is feeling uninspired, creative blocks, the mind needing rest, unfocused energy resulting in burnout, and a time to bolster your faith in yourself. All right, Sag, you've got your work cut out for you, Sages. Capricorns, just so you know, Pluto went retrograde on May 1st and will be moving back into Capricorn for its last time this year before it goes full steam ahead in Aquarius. Stay tuned because I have questions that have been asked by me that I'll be answering today in this show. Capricorns, you have the world, and that's fantastic because you have the potential to have everything that you want, everything coming full circle. But I think for the Capricorns this year, anyway, you are going to have to take a couple steps back, do some reassessment, but that's not until later this year after the summer. We're talking about May right now. So the light seer definition says completion, something coming to a full circle, joy, wholeness, achievement, happy endings, abundance, success, new levels of consciousness, literally traveling the world. The shadow seer definition is taking shortcuts, a need for closure, a need to follow through, staying focused in order to complete an unfinished task, a delay in plans, and unmet dreams. And I can think of one really important Capricorn that's going through all of that right now. Aquarius. You have the Eight of Pentacles. This is about getting back to work. This is about setting up some financial stability. Definitely a lot of choices ahead of you to make throughout the rest of this year. But just talking about May, I feel like this could be the beginning potential for more influx of income, for thinking about more stability. Aquarius, projects that will reap some financial stability for you. Let's the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like there's a time of contemplation maybe for the month of May of like what direction are you going to go in? How are you going to set yourselves up financially for success? The light seer definition says mastering a skill, an expert craftsmanship, the Meraki that you put into your work, methodical progress, patience, determination, and soul purpose. Sometimes too, when I see this, it feels like becoming bored. Maybe that's the shadow side, becoming bored of doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. But you need that in order to become a master. The shadow seer definition says seeking shortcuts to your detriment, burning out or giving up, sporadic output, and inexperience. There you go. There you go. You know, you have somebody maybe doing something for a few years and they want to have the recognition and the pay of somebody that's been doing it for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. It's frustrating when you're first starting out, right? But you really just have to stick with things and see them through. And if it's passionate for you, you just continue. You just keep going because eventually you will get the experience, you will get the recognition. And last but not least, we have Pisces and we have the Seven of Pentacles. This is about trying to plant seeds and manifest, bringing together things from the ground up. I feel there's a lot of potential there, but I feel like action needs to be taken instead of just dwelled upon. That's what I'm getting from this. The Light Seer definition says a pause, states of gratitude, reflection on your journey, waiting to harvest the fruits of your labor. So patience is definitely needed. And signs along the way that will keep you going and keep you on your path. The Shadow Seer, well, I'm going to back up. Waiting to harvest the fruits of your labor, Pisces. If you know that you can't pick the fruit before, say, September, you can't be picking it in August. You have to exercise patience. Look for the signs along the way that will keep you going and give you the signs of when things will be ready. The Shadow Seer definition says giving up too early, impatience, losing faith, not following through, or frustration with the lack of rewards. So that kind of even goes hand in hand with what I said about Aquarius, the Eight of Pentacles card, and needing to put the time in to gain the experience, to get that recognition, that longevity, to get that paycheck that matches the experience. They are very, very, very similar in a sense. I hope you all like that. I really enjoyed this deck very much. Even without looking at the book, I feel like I was picking up a lot from the cards. And I liked it. So let's get into these stars and cards. I'm going to share my screen with you all. So here we have the May 24 stars and cards for all zodiac signs. I just did your cards. I know that took a lot longer than I expected, but I'm glad I got that out of the way. And we do have Taurus and Gemini for the month of May. Here's my disclaimer that this content in this presentation is for entertainment, enjoyment, and folly, for informational purposes only. And then, of course, here's my big disclaimer. I'll just pause for a moment, take a sip of my coffee. All right. We did the stars and the cards. Oh, I guess I should do the stars. I did the cards. Okay, so I'm going to back that up. What do we have going on for the month of May? May 1st, I told you, I think this is May. Well, Pluto went retrograde Venus just moved into Taurus. Mars moved into Aries. What else is happening? We have a new moon on May 7th. We have that new moon. Sorry. So it's been a while. I'm trying to get my bearing. New moon in Taurus on May 7th. That's at 18 degrees. And then we have a full moon in Sagittarius at 2 degrees, 55 minutes on May 23rd. Anything else big going on that I see? Jupiter will move into Gemini on May 25th. That's huge. Mercury will move into Taurus on May 15th, finally getting out of its shadow from that retrograde. That's about it. The first week of May looks really good. It's romantic, it's hot, it's steamy, very auspicious for spending time with the people that we love, friends and family. The tip for a 5-star week is focus on romance and art this week. Take advantage of the cornucopia of opportunities that may come your way. Big top astrological event for the first week of May is Mars conjunct Neptune in Pisces. Even shrinking violets will bloom confidently on that day. So May 6th through the 12th, if you're looking for a stable, reliable partner, the new moon on Tuesday in Taurus could bring a suitor of your dreams into your life. If you are already in a relationship, you may want to discuss taking things to the next level, like marriage or having children or moving in together, like that next seed planting for all of us, May 6th through the 12th, especially on that new moon. The weekend outlook, if you're going on a date Friday night, be careful about Casanovas. There will be people out there that are in it for the thrill of the chase. So if you do meet somebody, take it very slow, because there are a lot of people that are just out there for the thrill of the chase, and they have zero desire for actual relationships. Arguments could flare up that coming weekend. But harmony will return for Mother's Day in America, when feelings of love and respect for familial roots will abound. One of the tips for the week of May 6th through the 12th is letting your barriers down and taking a chance. But like I said, go slow your roll. Like, don't think like you meet somebody that, there is love at first sight, but, be practical. The new moon in Taurus, it's a generous new moon, and it's sandwiched between Venus and Uranus and Jupiter. It's so delicious. I have the chart for you. I'll show you in just a moment. Well, I guess I could show you right now, right? So here is the chart for the new moon in Taurus at 18 degrees 2 minutes. It's in the 5th house here in my neck of the woods. 5th house of pleasure, joy, romance, children, finding your inner child again, playing, being creative. I mean, it's such a delicious moon. And so when we have the new moon, the sun and the moon are conjunct, they are next to each other, and it's sandwiched between Venus, the ruler of Taurus, the planet of love, Uranus, expect the unexpected, and Jupiter, the planet of good luck and benefics. So this is a gorgeous, abundant, fertile, very fertile stellium. If you are looking to conceive, this could be your time, which is a good plug and segue for my Astro Fertility Services. I currently have a 100% success rate, and my granddaughter is the result of my Astro Fertility Services for my daughter. So, this is a really beautiful day to create domestic plans, start to save up for a new house, a new abode, moving out, like making stable plans, getting a little nest egg together, planning for the future. And, I was talking to somebody a little bit younger than, much younger than myself, wanting to know, how did I achieve everything that I have? And then how did my daughter achieve everything that she has, at such a young age? And it really comes down to hard work, working 2, 3 jobs, um, and just putting your money away and saving. And I'm not saying you can't splurge, but like you have to hustle and grind. You want things in this life. Yes, there's always been a disparity in the economy between wages and the cost of goods. So, but if you're planning for the future, you have to hustle and grind and get yourself set up. And then you can kind of sit back and relax a little bit. Um, you can't just sit and complain about the economy. You have to hustle and grind. And it's best to do it when you're young and have the physical ability to do it. All right. Back to this. The week of May 13th through the 19th is a little bit bumpy midweek. On Wednesday, Mercury's day, there could be a wrench that gets thrown into what could be a positive week. Small disagreements could suddenly explode into massive standoffs, but hold tight. You may be jolted, but the challenging energies will pass on Friday afternoon when a rather stubborn Cold War thaws into peace. So that's really lovely. The weekend outlook for May 13th through the 19th, it's electrifying. It could be romantic. Suddenly somebody could come by and sweep you off your feet. I love that. Tips for a 5-star week. It has the potential to be a little erratic. Don't get me wrong. It could be great, but there could be something that blindsides us midweek. You just stay grounded, stay zen, go with the flow. That's really what is going to be necessary. Mercury will be coming out of its shadow, thank goodness. If you dig your heels in and you really want to be stubborn, that's when you're going to get yourself more stressed out. May 20th through the 26th. And now I'm going to advance to the full moon chart. And this is full moon in Sagittarius. So you'll see the sun is in Gemini at 2 degrees 55 minutes. And a full moon is when the moon is opposite the sun. This is on May 23rd. And so we have an 11th, 5th house axis. It's our friends. It's our playtime. It's time to have fun and relax and not, overthink anything, Geminis. It's a vibrant sun moves into effervescent Gemini on Monday, May 20th. So that's early this year because it's a leap year. The more superficial aspects of life will be emphasized now. So put a stop to moping about the world's problems and get out there and enjoy life. And that's what this full moon is really about. Sagittarius is for expansion. It's for having fun. It's for having adventures. It's for traveling, right? Tips for a 5-star week. Free yourself from the chains of one-way obligations. There is nothing wrong with seeking out fun and good cheer. Not all of life needs to be serious to be worthwhile. The top astrological event that week, Saturday, Jupiter enters Gemini. That's on the 25th. The upcoming 12 months are all about increasing your sphere of influence through communication, social media, and all other forms of reaching out. With an open mind, upbeat mindset, you'll be able to attract a wide range of people who put a spring in your step instead of dragging you down. And I'll be going through my Jupiter return. So, woohoo! I hope luck and abundance finds me that week. Um, let's see. Mm-mm-mm. That's about all I want to say for that week. And then to wrap up the month of May, the week of May 27th through June 2nd, it's Monday, the 27th is a 5-star day for socializing. Um, it'll be Memorial Day weekend in the United States. And so that'll be Memorial Day. So that's a day off. I love that. The weekend outlook, Friday is highly dreamy date night, and I have a wedding to go to that's on oh, sorry, that's the week before. I'm thinking losing my mind. So Friday the 31st, highly dreamy. Schedule a trip, go to an art exhibit, go to a cinema, like indulge in the arts and creativity to escape into the realm of romance. Saturday's another ideal day for socializing and love, while Sunday is incredibly beneficial for joining groups or forming alliances. Tips for a 5-star week. The week is best spent widening your circle of acquaintances, whether through friendships, networking, work, joining volunteer organizations, or for looking for love. All right. Next, I want to talk about people submit questions to me all of the time, and I love it. I love, love, love it. So I thought that I would maybe put some of the questions up here for all of you. If you would like to submit a question, you can do that through any of the social media platforms where you see this video, or you can send me an email, and I would love to present your question here on this platform. So the number one question I get all of the time is, when will Mercury retrograde be over? Let me stop sharing for a second. When will Mercury retrograde be over? Well, first of all, if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, I'm always going to post all of the dates for like the pre-shadow, the post-shadow, the direct station, the retrograde station. So you can look at my posts. You can always Google it. I don't mind answering the question, but sometimes I have to, do one of those because it's so easy to look it up, either on my sites or Google or DuckDuckGo or any other type of browser platform. Just saying. But I do like the interaction when I get those questions. Okay. The next question, this just came through a little bit before I started to record this. And one of the Instagram followers sent me a DM asking, I thought Pluto was in Aquarius and didn't retrograde until September. Does it retrograde in Capricorn? Ugh, I get so confused. So Pluto did just go retrograde May 1st, May 2nd, depending on where you are. It is currently at 2 degrees. I can share that with you. It's currently at 2 degrees of Aquarius. I'm trying to share my screen and I can't get the button. It will retrograde back into Capricorn for just a little bit. This is the very, very last time it's going to be in Capricorn for 248 years. Then in September, it will station direct and start moving forward. However, it never really gets out of that 29-degree Capricorn, so it's going to be grinding in that at that final degree for a while. It's not until right before the new year that it will go back into Aquarius. So today I'm recording this on May 3rd. Pluto's going to be retrograde until December 31st, till the very end. And then it will move back into Aquarius and go full steam ahead for 20 years. You want to know where is Capricorn in your chart. You want to know where is Aquarius in your chart. What house is it ruling? Do you have other planets in there? What's on the opposite side of that? What's on the 90-degree angles of that? Because those are the areas that will be mostly affected during these changes. Now, I know I can hear a lot of Capricorns saying, like, I just don't want to do this again because they went through a 30-year transit. Depending on what sign you are, determines how long Pluto transits through your sign. Sometimes it's like 12 to 30 years, depending on the angle of the planets to the Earth. So the Aquarius transit, it's 20 years. The way I'm kind of summing it up, especially for anyone with predominant Capricorn in their charts, my midheaven is in Capricorn. So I feel like there's something I need to go back and take a look at for myself, thinking about, that midheaven, Capricorn, that's my career, that's the outer world. That's what I'm going to be known for. I need to go back and take a look at my foundation here, maybe with this business, with Expressions of the Universe, and see, like, do I have everything set up the way that I want it going forward into brand new Aquarius territory, new innovations? So I feel as though this retrograde gives everybody an opportunity, depending on where it shows up in your chart, to take one more last look. Did I cross all my T's? Did I dot my I's? Did I set up those foundations? Capricorn is very much about banking and finance and government and religion and old structures and, so many things like that, that we really want to look and make sure, did I do everything that I wanted to? Did I crumble away those old structures? Did I build the new structures properly? Because Aquarius, it's all about innovation. It's brand new, it's fresh, it's alive, it's a little rebellious. All the protests that we're seeing on TV, that is Pluto in Aquarius. The last time Pluto was in Aquarius was the American and French revolutions. So, think about that major war, because people were upset about the crap going on in the world. Well, we're coming into that same energy again. But I'm thinking more on a personal level. How can we reinvent our lives and move forward? So we got to go back before we move on. And that's kind of what I'm looking at. That's the way I'm thinking about it anyway. I hope that was a great definition for all of you and you understood that. Okay, so after that, now this is what I'm really excited about. Your vital life force and your chart. Your best days, your worst days. What is birthday water? I'm only going to gloss over this because I'm going to do a whole video on this separately, not today, but it will be coming up soon because I'm very excited about teaching you all this. So it helps to be an astrologer, to know the exact dates of what I'm talking about here. But it's very easy for anybody to do this technique. Before I show you, I'm just going to stop sharing a little bit. So the premise is, so you take your birthday, right? The day that you were born. Every year, the sun comes back to that spot. It's called your solar return. I do charts for that too. Where you are on your solar return really determines how your year is going to be. Solar returns, we look at all of the planets, how they are on that day, and how it kind of determines how the rest of your year will go. So what birthday water is? It is kind of like moon water, where you charge water in a vessel on your birthday, but you can do it 5 days before, 6 days before, and 6 days after. That whole entire window of time. And so you charge up this birthday water, and then you save it for the days that you have low vital energy, those worst days, right? And then you drink some of that, and it's supposedly supposed to boost your vital force, your life energy. Now, this is something that goes back for hundreds of years in medical astrology. There's also trine water. So say, for example, now I'm going to show you the chart again. All right, so I'm not putting any signs on this or houses. I'm just using this so you have a visual example. So say the 0-degree mark is your birthday. That's when sun comes back to your exact spot that you were born. The trine water would be, oh, I didn't even mark those on here. So the trine water, it's 120 degrees and 300 degrees away from 240. 240 and 120 degrees. So you can also make water on those dates. And I'm going to show you my chart example. So you'd make it on your birthday, or you can make it on the date that is trined your birthday. So if I go to the next slide, which is my chart, and I need to exit the presentation mode. Wait, there we go. I have to, wanted to make this bigger, and it's not. I want to get out of this mode. Wait. And I can make this bigger. All right, I'm going to pull this down and I'm going to make this bigger. This is my chart. So this would be my 0-degree spot on that other chart. And I am a Gemini, which is an air sign. So the trine water, the other air signs are Aquarius and Libra. So when the sun is in Aquarius or Libra, I can also make that water. So what I would do is, going back to the previous slide, I would count from my birthday 120 days ahead, and then I can count backwards 120 days, or I can count ahead 240 days. That would give me the exact date of the trine water. Okay, so I'll show you examples in a moment. You save this water, and I'm going to go into further detail in the video for this. You would save that water, and then on the days that are not so great, which are what is showing here in this presentation, the 90-degree days, the 150, the 180, 210, 270, and 330, you would use that water, you would drink a little bit of that in order to revitalize yourself. That makes sense? Okay, so here is an example of my chart. Wanted to make it a little bigger with this so that you can visually see it. So this is my 0-degree mark where my sun is. And then I put out the arrows similar to this. Now, of course, it's done nicer on this drawing, but 30 days before your birthday is considered not the best day. It's wonky. It's unstable energy. We could maybe not feel so wonderful. Our vital life force is very low. Where it's the lowest is when it is at 180 degrees, which is the total opposite spot from your sun. So for me, it would be 13 degrees of Sagittarius. And how you calculate that, me being a Gemini, I know that Sagittarius is the opposite sign. Or you can go from your birthday, if you're looking at a calendar, and count 180 days ahead from your birthday, and that is called your anti-birthday, your unbirthday. It is supposed to be one of the lowest vital life force days for any person is 180 days after their birthday. Other spots with very low energy, here is 90 days from the day my birthday. So you count 90 days ahead from your birthday. Now, to find the other 90-degree angle, you go backwards 90 days from your birthday. And then you can find these spots in your chart. You can find the dates on the calendar. That's why it's, I mean, if you're an astrologer, then you can look at it and you'll know what they are. But you can look at a calendar, go to your birthday, count 90 days ahead, and then count 90 days backwards. Those are extremely low vital force days. The other sensitive points would be 150 days, 270 days, 210. So hopefully you get the idea, the gist. Now, good days, just to reiterate, the 60-degree days and the 120, 240, those are really good times. The 300, those are really nice days that things are usually that go well. I hope I hope that you understood that. So stay tuned because I will be doing a full video on that. I just really haven't had the chance. Because there are some specifics around collecting the water. So what you could do for the sun water, just rudimentary, is in a vessel that can be sealed, purified water, you put it out in the sun on your birthday, and 5 days up to 5 days before and up to 5 days after. You can do it on those trine days. So for air signs, it's Gemini, Aquarius, Libra on those same 5 day periods. So for example, I'm born on June 4th, right? And so I would be looking at around February 4th. And then for the Libra, I'd be looking around October 4th. So 5, 6 days on either side for both of those months. You can make that water and then you store it. It's recommended that it be in a brown jug so that light doesn't get in and yada, yada, yada. There are a lot of details with that. If there's an eclipse during that time, you don't want to make the water. You want to wait. Now, for the not so great days, the worst days, right now, as I'm recording this, it's 30 days before my birthday. So, but I'm feeling okay. According to studies, though, I could be going through some wonkiness. Do I have any birthday water on hand? No. But I will be making some uh, right around my birthday time. Now, I want to point out in a calendar, so if my birthday is June 4th, say for example, I'll give you an example. My daughter is an Aquarian. Her birthday is February 18th. It's the last day of Aquarius. She can't go really, technically, 5 days after her birthday because she's going into another sign. The sun moves into Pisces. So she could do the 5 days before up to her birthday. And then when she's looking at the trines, she has to be really mindful that she's not going into another sign. So Aquarians are air signs. What follows the air signs is water. So you can't go into the next element. You have to stay within your element. And I think that's why I'll do a more technical video with visuals so that you can see and understand, but I got to put all of that together. Was there anything else that I left out that I really wanted to talk about? So just other than how to remediate the most stressful days of the year, what I talked about, one can support and revitalize your vital force on all stressful dates and a few days on either side for good measure by resting, because excessive speaking, arguing, sex, even trying to heal others can deplete your prana, your vital life force. So you really need to be extremely careful on those stressful or worse days. This is about your life force, what it is you're giving out, what it is you're taking in. And the birthday is a very sensitive day, and observations do suggest that the birth date can be erratic in its effect on the vital force. It's really hard to call because I think it depends on what is, what is your sign, where is the sun, what other planets are around it. So many people experience dramatic events within a few days of their birthday. Some have blissful birthdays, others have reliable, horrible birthdays. And so you really have to track and journal this. What I've noticed for May Day, for that May 1st, I know a friend of mine has been a little wonky, has been a little off. And this really sparked me because I know her birthday is November 1st. So I'm like, oh, well, it's your anti-birthday. It's your unbirthday. You're 180 degrees or 180 days away from your birthday. And so, yes, that's stressful because that's an opposition. And so you would be having a stressful time. You would be feeling wonky and you would be feeling off. So if you made birthday water or trine water, that would be a great time to replenish those sources. I'm also going to put out some information about some really good foods that we could be eating based on our element or our sign that would help to revitalize our life force, and some herbs. And stay tuned. I have a lot of things that I really want to do, but it's all a matter of like how much time do I have? That's the hardest part because I've been spending a lot of time with my new granddaughter and my family, and it is spring here. So, there's an abundance of yard work that needs to get done and house projects and things that, I've been waiting for the winter to get over so that I could get them done. All in good time, all in good time. So, anyway, send in your questions and let me know if there's anything that you want to know about. Be sure to check me out, expressionsoftheuniverse.com, at my website, on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, duh. And, take a look at my booking options if you're curious about your solar return, if you're looking for your stars and cards, fertility options for you, medical timing and questions as well. So I will see you soon, hopefully. If not, happy birthday, Taurus. Happy birthday, Gemini. Have a great May. Have a wonderful new and full moon. Ciao.